in overtime in the season opener for both. Ja Morant, 34 points and 9 assists, and he spoke with our Lisa Salters.
Ja, what was the difference in overtime?
Pretty much just getting stops. It was down to the team, who was getting stops and coming down to execute. And I felt like, we did that very well, even though, the game was still close. We just had to battle it out. We're a very resilient team, and it shows.
Expectations after last season sky high coming in to this season. How do you go from a really good team to a great one?
Honestly, it's just, taking it day by day. Tonight was, our first step, our first chapter, pretty much getting this game and then, moving on from there. We just got to continue to battle, continue to get better in the areas, we felt like we got to, get better in and also continue to improve in the good areas. We have a lot of guys pretty much, out right now. We had a lot of guys come in and step up, which we've seen all last season, and we just got to keep it going.
34-point game for Morant. Memphis trying to replicate last season. Finished with the second-best record, but eliminated in the second round of the postseason by the Warriors. Knicks trailed by as many as 19 in the third quarter, rallied to take the lead, but it's Memphis that gets the win in overtime. Hornets, a 27-point win over the Spurs, 129-102, 27-point win, their largest in a season opener in franchise history. Blazers and Kings.
Turns the corner and drive. Kicks in the corner. Sharp. Head fake. Long two on the way. No good. Just to beat the shot clock. Dame gets it back. Reverse. Banks it in. Dame followed the shot. It was good. He's got 17.
Damian Lillard finishing with 20 and 8 assists as the Blazers beat the Kings 115-108. Timberwolves atop the Thunder 115-108. Fourth straight season opening win for Minnesota. Fourth straight win over OKC overall. 23 points for Rudy Gobert in the win for Minnesota. Lakers are just one game into the season, but do we have some rocky water? They watched the Warriors get their rings on Tuesday, then lost to Golden State on opening night. After the loss, LeBron James sounding somewhat realistic.
I think we're getting great looks, but it also could be teams giving us great looks. I mean, if you be completely honest, we're not a team that's constructed of great shooting. And that's just the truth of the matter is, it's not like, we're sitting here with a lot of lasers on our team. So, but that doesn't deter us from still trying to get great shots, and when we get those opportunities, you take them. We're not sitting here with a bunch of 40-plus career three-point shooting guys.
LeBron's words are one thing, and they're telling in and of themselves, but as he was speaking, his shoulders were going up, eyebrows being raised, somewhat of a subtle sign. And it was that body language that did not get past ESPN insider Brian Windhorst.
The truth shake. When LeBron gives that, when he makes a statement and gives the shake, that's a tell. He's laying it out. Now, I usually see the truth shake in like January or February, about 7 to 10 days out from the trade deadline, when he evaluates where his team is. And he's usually right, by the way. It doesn't always mean his team can do something. Everything he said is right, what he said here. I mean, you can go back and look. You can go back throughout his career. When that comes, it's never good to have the truth shake.
You don't want it.
You don't want it in October.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not October. He also went on to talk about how he compared it to football. And he's like, look, if you don't have a quarterback who can throw the ball 30 yards downfield, you don't throw the ball 30 yards downfield. You throw it underneath. He even referenced Tom Brady winning with the Buccaneers. And I agree with that. He is right. So why are the Lakers shooting 43-pointers again? They were 26th in the preseason in three-point shooting. They were terrible last night. I'm not saying that maybe tomorrow against the Clippers they have a good three-point shooting night. But on balance, they're not going to be a good three-point shooting team, and they can't play that way. And LeBron knows it on October 18th.
And, well, then there's the Lakers lineup. Russell Westbrook was a starter on opening night because he says, well, that's what he does.
I've been doing the same thing for 14 years straight. Honestly, I didn't even know what to do pregame. Being honest, I was trying to figure out and try to stay warm and loose. And for me, obviously the way I play the game, fast-paced, quick, stop and go. And I just happened to when I subbed in, I felt something, thought it was, didn't know what it was, but wasn't going to risk it in the preseason game. But definitely wasn't something I wasn't used to, wasn't warm enough. And that's something that I wasn't accustomed to.
Westbrook says he gets ready for a game the way starters get ready for a game, and That's how his body works. ESPN analyst Kendrick Perkins.
I'm really getting tired of Russ, and I love him to death as a person. But him as a basketball player and not holding himself accountable, that's getting old. And when I say getting old, just think about his past, right? Just think about even last year. He never held himself accountable for his lack of production, for him not working on his game, for him not working on his jumper to develop a consistent three-point shot. Again, Russell Westbrook is under a microscope right now around the league. They're watching everything that he do on and off the court. And I guarantee you, GMs around the league saying to themselves, see, I told you he wouldn't buy into having a lesser role. That's Russ doing Russ things, not wanting to take a lesser role and pointing the finger like, okay, if you knew you was coming off the bench, Darvin Ham said it himself that they had conversations between the both of them about maybe him coming off the bench and testing the waters and things to that nature.
Right.
They have exercise bikes that are sitting in the tunnel. They have other ways that you could be stretching. They got heat pads. They got all this. So don't come giving me the excuse about I've been having the same routine for 14 years and all of a sudden I tweak my hamstring and then I'm available 2 days or 3 days later for opening night. Russell Westbrook has to start looking himself in the mirror and being accountable for his actions. Otherwise, I'm going to say this again, he will find himself out of the league next year.
Lakers dropped their opener Tuesday. They're back in action against the Clippers on Thursday. Speaking of Thursday, what can we expect for the start of Week 7? SportsCenter All Night continues. It's ESPN Radio.